and they want to hear it.
We'll save it. We'll save it.
Leo won't. Oh,
You gotta save it for the end.
We'll save it.
Went something like, the almighty necromancer.
Yes.
Something like. There you go, Chris. That's something you missed out on.
I was there.
You feel deep.
No, yeah.
It's very
but
deep.
like,
Not too
yeah,
deep.
no, but like pretty deep. You know what I mean? Yeah, I felt it.
There
It
honestly was a
personal.
line though at the end of the show. It was the beginning of the show and the end of the show, and for the life of me, I can't remember what it was.
What a line?
Yeah, but like the beginning, it was like the opener to Legacies, and then it was
Oh, wow.
the bookend. It was Hope.
Okay.
Do you guys remember?
Someone
You do?
does. Someone remembers.
She remembers.
Well, yeah, get her a mic.
Hope was saying that there are villains and heroes to our stories. You heard about the villains, but they're the heroes of mine, and I'm going to tell you my story, like that kind of thing.
Not quite as catchy as I was feeling epic, is it?
Yeah.
That's a mouthful.
Well
But
said.
you are absolutely correct. That's the one I was talking about. Good on you.
Maybe there were heroes and villains.
Yeah.
I think.
Heroes and villains?
Sure.
Sure.
There are.
We can come back to this. You guys can think about it.
Yeah.
We'll think about it.
Do you guys have? I like the mud story. Are there any other like fun stories that you remember? Chris, what do you remember from me?
On Legacies.
On Legacies, so Vampire Diaries. We told the Penelope story yesterday. Did y'all hear that one? The Penelope story? Some? No? Yes? No?
I did.
Maybe. So there was a quick. Who heard it? If it's a majority, nobody's sick. Perfect. Okay, so Chris Wood, who played Kai, who.
Wait, I heard it.
You heard it.
I did.
Okay, cool. So, so Chris Wood plays Kai, and he kills me. Spoiler. And Penelope loved messing with him because she's this cute little fairy, and nobody's gonna get mad at her because she's a sweetheart. And she would always take the back of his chair. And so production had bought like multiple backs of the chair with Chris Wood's name on it. And Penelope from time to time would just take it when we're on set. And he would always be like doing his thing, because Chris Wood's an amazing actor by himself. And he'd come back and he's like, where's the back of my chair? And Penelope would always just be like secretly smiling to herself. And then one day I'm leaving set, it's late at night, I'm driving. Chris Wood was like, where's my chair? And I'm driving windows down, staying awake, going back to the hotel, and all of a sudden I feel this thing on my ear, it's like, I was like, what the heck is this? I screamed, I'm not gonna do it. But I pull and it's Chris Wood's chair, the back of his chair, like the physical thing. So I call Penelope and I'm like, I have the back of Chris Wood's chair in my car. She's like, oh, I thought that was Chris's car. And I was, no, it's Chris's car, but it's the wrong Chris. And so then I had to bring it back to him the next day, and it was far more fun in reality. Doesn't hold up in a story.
good.
Well, you forgot. There were two parts of the story that she told. That the reason there were so many of them was because she kept stealing them, and production
Yes.
thought they were losing them.
That's
so
right.
then they ordered a whole bunch of them. So you
That's
probably
right.
could have not brought it back, but
That's true.
also for those of you, it's not like a chair like this. It's like the director's chair.
Yeah, it's like you guys seen it, right?
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I'm
got your name
talking
on it.
about.
I just to make sure.
Yeah, it's like a
that-
cloth thing on the back.
Swear to God, my chair went missing at one point in Legacy, so maybe it was Penelope.
Yeah, it probably was, man.
They
It
just
probably
didn't have a
was.
chair, and they're like, "Oh, someone stole it, man." I was like, "Well, I need a chair," and they're like, "Yeah, sorry, someone
Sorry,
stole
man.
it."
Not
Okay,
today.
just sit on the ground.
Yeah, the story that comes to mind, like all mine have to do with mud or things like that. But yeah, I remember like when I was being born or whatever, and I had to, be made of mud, and so then we were on this cliffside with my father, the Golem, and Malfor, and they had like prepared this. They had like hot like heated tarps on the ground, and then they had to put all this mud on top of it. So, and then I put a wetsuit on, and then when it came time to shoot, they like just started lathering mud all over me. And then I remember like one woman like put mud so deep in my ear that I couldn't hear out of the ear anymore, like at least for the day. And then it was And I honestly made such a mess of the shower that I got cleaned off in, and that was probably the most disrespectful thing I've ever done in my life, was how I left that bathroom.
Yeah.
But lots of mud.
I had a bad experience with mud as well. There was an episode in season 3 where Landon had Malivore in his body, and he was putting the mud into my mouth. So he had to take his hand and he put it on my mouth, and there was like a mud infusion. It was this whole thing. But so they had a tube in his hand, and he had to like push it against my face, and then that high pressure mud just kind of shooting out of his hand, and you just kind of suck it up. Yeah, it was bad. Up nose, eye. It was really awful actually. But the funny thing was, so we did it, and it just like the first time was really pathetic and wimpy. It just kind of just dribbled out in a very non-dramatic way. Just
Turn up the pressure, Jim.
yes, exactly. Turn it up, and I'm like, whoa, what pressure? What? So we did it, and it looked great, and then we cut. And Arya pulled his hand back, and the camera operator comes into the window behind me, and apparently there was a last burst of pressure that we didn't know about, so we'd already cut, and just boom, it shoots all over Stu, shot all over Stu, me, and we just cackled for probably 10 minutes because it just out of the blue. So yeah, as the mud, man, on Legacies, you missed so much.
Y'all are wild.
Yeah.
You're some wild